So, a bit of a random rant slash question for you all. According to all the internet gurus who tell you how to be successful at what you're doing, they tell you to find your niche and market to your niche, right? And so that means you want to become the best person at showing people how to make, I don't know, frog-shaped patterned doilies, I guess. And if that's your niche, then that's your niche, right? So or when you get into the internet, you get a lot of the people who say, well, you're not very good at that. Like, well, yeah, because I'm learning, right? That's what I'm sharing. So I'm curious, going back to my rant a little while ago when I talked about be a composer rather than be a fiddler, right? Creativity is a muscle. At least I believe it is. It's something that can be exercised and developed and created. And you see it even with AI. You see a lot of these AI generated things popping up all of a sudden, you know, like, and then they're really impressive, don't get me wrong. But you see one thing pop up and then you see a bunch of copycats of it. For example, I don't know how many of you have watched Futurama as a show, but I recently saw an AI generated what if Futurama was an 80s sitcom thing, and it was entertaining, don't get me wrong, but then I've been seeing a whole bunch of those, and so I don't know who was the original, and I don't really care. But the point is we have this, here's the original, and then here's a bunch of copycats, and AI helped with that, and AI does a good job of doing the creation part of it, but there's a creativity lack in the AI itself. You have to give it the prompt. The AI isn't coming up with that thing all by itself. And so here's my question for you, or my thought is, if creativity is a muscle and needs to be developed, if I niche down in my woodworking, for example, and I just get really good at making end grain cutting boards, which I have zero desire to do, but you know, if I get really good at that one thing and grow a huge following around that, is that really something that's interesting to me? More so, is it interesting to you? Do you really want to see a bunch of cutting boards on my feed all of a sudden? Or would you rather see my development as somebody who's seeking to develop creativity, and then obviously woodworking stuff is what I really enjoy to do the most, but it's not my only interest. And as I develop greater interests and stronger talent, better talent in other areas as well, I believe that can apply to the creativity within the woodworking realm as well. It's my goal for social media personally is not necessarily to become an expert at my one thing and show the world how I'm an expert at my one thing, more so than it is to expand my creative horizons, you know, and kind of share the things that I learn as I go. Yeah, I don't know, what do you guys think? As somebody who is on the social media and who is clearly creating content for other people to consume, do you think, would you rather see somebody who gets really, really, really good at the one thing, or would you rather see somebody who starts off as crap at one thing and then gets better and then applies that to the things that he's better at? Yeah. Leave me some feedback in the comments below, if you will. If you'd rather see me stay in my lane and not do anything unexpected, then say that too, and I will ignore you, because this is my feed, and if you don't want to follow along, go ahead and don't follow along.